There we go. You may have heard of the quote attributed to Albert Einstein: "If the bee disappeared off the face of the earth, man would have 4 years left to live." Well, according to Paul Rogers, who wrote for Forbes in 2014, although Einstein likely did not say this, and man would have more than 4 years left to live, there would still be mass starvation and mass extinction of humans. Currently, colony collapse disorder, or CCD, is causing major concern among scientists. CCD occurs when the worker bees abandon the hive, leaving the queen and the hive to die. Scientists have concluded that one of the major causes of CCD is a widely used pesticide known as the neonicotinoid. Neonicotinoids are the most efficient and commonly used pesticide among farmers. They are responsible for high quality and bountiful harvests, but they are also responsible for killing much of the population of bees. Although they provide farmers with bountiful harvests, the results of using this pesticide outweigh the benefits. To help the downfall of bees, legislation is necessary to limit the use of neonicotinoids. It is important to understand the problems, causes, and solutions to the impact that this pesticide has on the population of bees. Scientists believe that neonicotinoids are the main cause of CCD, and they have a type of neurological damage that causes them to abandon the nest. New studies show that neonicotinoids cause bees to abandon their hives before winter. Marge Dreyer, who writes for Harvard School of Public Health, details in 2014 a study where honeybee hives were given low doses of neonicotinoids. The results of this were that the bees abandoned their nests and did not survive the winter. It was originally thought that CCD was caused because pesticides in general weakened the hive's immunity to parasites and infestations of parasites and mites. However, the same study from Harvard compared an otherwise healthy hive that was given low doses of neonicotinoids and an unhealthy hive that was infested with mites and parasites, and they found that the unhealthy hive survived through the winter, while the healthy hive that was given low doses of neonicotinoids did not survive. Because of this, they concluded that neonicotinoids have a greater impact on the population of bees than infestations do. A study published in Xerces Society in 2016 by Jennifer Hopwood, along with other researchers, found that prolonged exposures through pollen, nectar, soil, plants, and water can cause strange behavioral changes in bees, such as strange foraging behaviors, reduced reproduction, and delayed development. Although plenty of research indicates that neonicotinoids causes increased CCD, there isn't much legislation concerning this pesticide. This is likely because neonicotinoids are one of the most commonly used pesticides among farmers, and there is still debate between lawmakers and researchers as to whether this is still an issue. The first reason for very little legislation is because neonicotinoids simply work. In 2016, for a scientific report, G.E. Budge and his colleagues wrote about how neonicotinoids are successful. Neonicotinoids can be sprayed on the seeds of plants prior to planting. The seed absorbs the neonicotinoid, and as it grows, the neonicotinoid provides protection within the actual tissue of the plant. He explains how bees come in direct contact with the neonicotinoid through its pollen. Because this pesticide is very effective, it is widely used among farmers. Another reason that there is still debate among lawmakers is because lawmakers and researchers are still debating as to whether this is actually an issue. As some researchers say that there's only a limited effect on bees. In 2016, authors for Cornell University compared field and lab studies concerning the effects of neonicotinoids. Lab studies showed egregious results such as increased mortality, and they found that the bees could no longer feed or fly. Field studies, which document behavioral changes in nature rather than in labs, found less extreme results. However, they still found that the neonicotinoids had sublethal effects on the bees that would eventually lead to the death of the hive. The simple solution would be an outright ban on all neonicotinoids. However, this would cause problems among farmers and their crops. It is more reasonable to create a set of guidelines for using this pesticide that would decrease its effects. According to Craig Patterson and Alan McLean, who wrote for Science and Public Policy in 2018, a total ban may not be a proportional response to the potential risks in all cases. They say that the most harmful form of neonicotinoid is the kind that is sprayed on the seed of the plant and infects the pollen. In 2015, Dr. Kimberly Stoner wrote for Penn State University, says many times this pesticide is used unnecessarily, and it would be both economically and environmentally beneficial to only use this pesticide when absolutely necessary. It may be more reasonable to ban the type of pesticide that is sprayed, to ban the type of neonicotinoid that is sprayed on the seeds, rather than banning neonicotinoids outright, rather than banning all neonicotinoids outright. So this is so farmers are not left with nothing, but we are one step closer to a solution. On the personal level, a few things you can do to help the bees is to avoid harmful pesticides and chemicals on personal lawns and gardens. A weedless yard may look nice, but these chemicals have lasting consequences. Research is clear that the issue of neonicotinoids causing CCD is relevant and must be addressed. CCD is a major issue affecting bees all around the world. This issue is currently not addressed in the United States, but must be before it is too late to act. Our livelihood and future depend on bees. This pesticide is slowly causing the downfall of the bee population. And even if we did have more than 4 years to survive, if the bees went extinct, the world would be a much darker place.